Hello, Cancer, to your timeless, the love variant reading, where we discuss anything that wants to be discussed and however love may or may not show up in your life. All right, this could be you being single, partnered up, in multiple relationships, married, divorced, I don't know. Whatever brings you here may find you some sort of something. Not really sure where that was going. Anyway, welcome Cancer. Please remember that these messages will provide more universal justice if you are Cancer in Sun rising and or Jupiter position. However, if you are here in Cancer being in your Moon, Mercury, and or maybe even Venus position, you may be in search of emotional redemption. So I'll ask that you also check out the description box below for the link to my sister channel. Her content over there could assist you. All right, all my material, as well as knowing that the description box below also has some details on how to book services with me, whether it's a remote healing session or wherever you are on this earthly plane, or even a tarot service of some kind. All right, Cancer. Really getting down to business. Let's get down to business. I don't got no time to play around. What is this? Right, you're really getting to the detail oriented of things. I feel like you've been in this energy for a while. It kind of is like reminiscent to the last reading that I remember doing for you, and just being all out there, being involved, probably also, having a job that makes you interact with a lot of people, humanitarian job of some kind, healing job of some kind, medicinal job of some kind, but not limited to that. Either way, you're taking yourself a lot more seriously. At the time of recording of this reading in 2023, it's the end of August. However, this is timeless, of course, so the energy is just trying to say that you're closing out a season and getting ready for a new one. All right, whatever you're planting or have planted during this time, it's an awaiting period. It's like it's being birthed. It's like I'm also kind of sensing that someone may have a little baby in their little oven. All right, so just be mindful of that if you are not sure, or this is for those of you who are just not sure. Okay. What else? I'm hearing grandma. This is for a lot of you, all right? Grandma has something to say. Whether she's still rocking and rolling and alive and jigging with it, contact grandma. Sit and meditate and think about grandma if, unfortunately, grandma is no longer presently, physically with us today, all right? Physical, however, does not have a role in esoteric divination, all right? It's a beautiful energy to tap into individuals, beings, sentient, living things that want to communicate. Of course, with it comes some chaos, because chaotic energy also wants to communicate. And it's about keeping yourself in control with what you want to experience versus what you don't want to experience. And I think spiritually you're going to be tested with that, because right now, you physically being all in, mentally being all in, focused in all the things that you're doing, your ancestral beings, the ones that are watching over you, are applauding your pursuits at this time. However, they want to push the limits of your esoteric power and awareness. Ooh. I heard someone say when refer to a ton of cards, oh, a book just fell out. I'm not reading a book. Kind of caught on to my brain. All right, so the reading obviously wants us to get on to a very interesting start here with the Five of Wands, chaos. All right, Now we're looking for the chaos. Oh my God, what's so chaotic about our life, you know? And some of you are probably like, yeah, it's a bit chaotic. I am here listening to this message. I am looking to kind of blanket over some concerns, and not to dismiss them, but blanket over them, meaning bring some solace and clarity over them in that aspect, but using terminologies to really trigger the discomforts of your mind, because that will be the point to understand how to intertwine shadow work in a positive light and use it as a means of grounding. That's the positive twist of the Five of Wands energy, understanding the chaos that's happening with that green color, having to do with the heart chakra, the heart space, and just being able to handle the chaos and the effects it has on emotions, and maybe even physical body here. Right? We have more 5 energy, 5 of Swords, revenge. We have 3 of Cups, celebrations, and we have 6 of Pentacles, kindness. Yeah, I mean, like, the reason why you're really focused is because emotionally, like with all this moon energy, moon, you're going through a transformation here. I'm seeing the green wanting to turn to the purple that wants to turn to the indigo. Here, chakra-wise, this is heart, crown, and third eye chakra, all right? It's all saying get these things into a better vortex of understanding how chaotic they are into your world. And that will allow your solar plexus to bring the groundedness yellow energy to bring clarity to this mess, or any mess that may be in here, to reach towards the wisdom, bring illumination to the dark, intertwining the shadow work with reality, because reality has shadow work as well. All that can be done in positive. And positive isn't about being happy-go-lucky every single day. It is about moving one step forward and getting a rhythm of movement forward, instead of understanding that something might come and push you back or make it really hard to move forward. But whatever keeps you resilient to the point of always moving keeps you very level-headed, because that's where your maturity is very admired by a lot of people. They may not see the hidden aspect of how chaotic your life actually is, those individuals who have a lot of positive things to say about your life, or maybe even complimenting your life at this current time. They may just not understand how actually chaotic your life internally actually really is. We have King of Cups, support. You're looking for support. I mean, it makes sense to go through this off-kilter, hidden aspect of energy and want support. It's very like in your face of saying maybe it's time that you ask for support. And that might be a very fucking difficult thing for you to do. So in comes an individual to test the limits of how communicative you truly are, in parts where it's really hard for you to talk about topics that are really difficult to traverse and remember, and bring some sort of quality towards these difficult situations. Because again, in comes a person. This isn't a hidden element, okay? This is not somebody that you really know. Also not anybody that's currently in your life. Because even the person, I see there's someone like a long time in somebody's life, okay? But this isn't about this person. And it's also not necessarily to say that this person isn't in a position of wanting to be where they are. They appreciate where they are. It's just they are not spiritually as astute as you are. So they're not supporting you. You are supporting them. So universe still is going to send you an individual It's going to bring in that Three of Cups element of like chaos to the relationship, if this resonates to a relationship or partner or somebody who's in a relationship at this time, even if it's of twin flame, to be honest, because the energies of twin flames are so riveting at this time, so damning, so exact, that if the partnership of the ones that are in connection, in union already, are being taught sovereignty rather than the symbiosis of their energies together. All right, that's a bigger step to understanding what the overall lesson will be for twin flames, for those of you that resonates for, right? It's not a lot. It's not for a lot of you, but it might be for the couple of you that are watching my channel. Anyway, we gotta keep light of the situation here. Someone's holding back tears. They feel like their vision board of success is their life, but there's a crevice leaking within the actuality of holding on to the things that you have at this time. And to bring awareness to that is difficult for a Cancer, because it attacks your solar plexus, and you don't want to be disappointed. You don't want to have to start all over again. You don't want the fears to return. And those are all legitimate feelings. Those are all legitimate feelings. You know, I begin every reading saying I am a master healer, and I am not your average master healer, ladies and gentlemen, all in between and beyond. That's a fact that I have no interest in proving. However, if that resonates with you in any form, and letting you know that I have the power of being of service, to take that step and moving forward, and checking out the description box below if you are interested, or even if you have questions. Because there's a lot of fear here. There's a lot of like baby steps, a lot of like adults who don't want to admit that it's hard to adult. It's hard to raise children and still want your own inner child to thrive and get attention. Independence. Yeah. It's very important, Cancer, for you to understand for yourself that your energy is very codependent on other people. And in that realm, if you don't practice understanding who can be supportive in your life for the real version of who you are all the way around, whether it's easy for you to talk about them with everyone or not, it has to be one relationship of some kind, starting with yourself, that is of truth, that is of honesty, that has no lies, because that one topic, you just cannot be ever, you can't ever lie on it. There's other things that maybe even raising children, you might say white lies on, and even in a twin flame relationship, you might have white lies because the other person may not just understand in that moment. It might need a synchronicity for that moment to really make sense, and those are all different than you honing in on a feeling and exacting it. so that ether understands where you are not fickle, so we can address that at any moment in time where you are thinking that you are, with the Five of Wands here. Because although it wants to be very supportive at this time, this reading has difficulty and also remaining quiet, and the fact that things are not very perfect, not the way that you want them to be, not in the way that you fought for them to be in this path that you've created for yourself as a Queen of Swords here. All the truth you came to reason, all the experiences, all the spiritual. There's a lot of you here that are not on your, this is not necessarily like, you're not karmic. Everyone has karma, but you're not karmic, all right? Like, you don't go out of your way to like sincerely fuck people over. Three of Swords, Ten of Wands, Ten of Swords, Death, Tower. The reading doesn't want to ignore it, all right? The reading wants to let you know chaos is inevitable. That's the Five of Wands. And yes, you need buttering words like everyone else to accept that the bad things in life do exist and they never really go away. It's perspectives that help you change what is inevitable in the degree of similarities that we all kind of embody in life, or kind of can draw reasonable conclusions on, or compromise on a level that they exist. But we need fundamental people in our lives in one way or another. And if you have that one person, then things will go better. And everyone has that one person. Every single one of us on this journey has this person. This is ourselves. Because there's too much light within ourselves that needs addressing, that if we don't address it, we're ignoring a big part of what makes us wholesome. As in, everyone shares this experience on this earthly plane. This one person is important because this one person will teach you how to stabilize internal energy and how to fight for the internal anger that's within. How to reach for difficulties, how to understand these difficulties, and that life isn't about understanding these difficulties and staying stuck in them, building a wall around your heart. That's not the point of life. The point of life is for allowing things to come and obliterate those walls, and then you realize how good it feels for those walls to kind of just disappear, because it was that one single component that it required to just know how to trigger that lightning bolt towards your heart to get you to move forward. So you need a catastrophic event to understand this situation is no longer working. We have the Hangman. Being partnered up is about compromise. It's about understanding shadow elements with each other. It's about being able to be vulnerable with one another in all aspects of nakedness. And when someone needs to draw attention to a situation that is maybe perhaps uncomfortable, problematic, or just triggers a wound in someone, then that person will gladly discuss the situation and communicate to bring water to the fire, to distinguish it, to extinguish it, to get rid of it, to deplete it. And for those of you who've done a lot of work, you've understood this energy with the Hanged Man here, because in the Hanged Man pendulum of existence, you've reached the darkness of yourself with this problematic experience of life and listened out to, and we're going to put in quotes, quote unquote, faith to get yourself out of the situation, or to accept at least the situation for what it is, and move forward while still knowing possible injustices. It's the master who knows he or she cannot control everything. Accepts the chaos for however the chaos needs to maybe live in order to eventually die off. We have the aspirant, ambition, diligence, setbacks, the musician, inspiration, gratitude, and we have the sleeper. I poked out. Oh, man. I wish I can catch like every energy. And I know that I do a lot, but it's those like very like exact ones where I'm like, oh, I wish somebody saw that. Anyway. The sleeper, cause and effect, clarity. Anyway, all right. So there's a lot of cycles that need to happen with you. I want to say, for the majority of you, I want to say 60% of you, and you're going to be like, well, how do I know I'm part of the 60%? Maybe that's how. You already know the answer before we ask that question, all right? So you need 365 days of a moon cycle therapy. Whether you're feminine or masculine, I don't give a shit. But there needs to be an aspiring way of understanding what the hell is going on with that moon in the sky. Some of you are going to go into rabbit holes of conspiracy theories, possibly. Understand that if you ever go there and you seem to completely lost, I've already said where you can go in order to feel not alone, which is myself. And there are many others, I'm sure, readily available to help you, guide you, okay? With the aspirant here. Inspiration, gratitude will always keep you afloat, will always be the reason to get out of a rabbit hole, always, all right? However long the rabbit hole wants to keep you there to teach you its lesson is important to bear witness to, but we don't want to stay in them for years. Okay, just like anything in life, you don't want to stay it in years. The only way that we stay devoted for years to someone is when we literally say, I do. It's a ceremony of, I literally pledge allegiance to the union of us. But it doesn't mean I fall short of my independence over here with that Queen of Swords in the back here. And it doesn't mean I hide behind my King of Cups energy. Because if I do, chaos of terror, the Tower of Terror will come through this relationship because you are not communicating well. So understand where you are in this karmic / divine, two polarizing, I guess, energies here of possibilities. But the moon psychotherapy is about understanding that in Reiki modalities, you're capable without being attuned by it, by a master, to put in on a piece of paper your intentions, and you sleep on them from full moon to new moon energies. From new moon to full moon energies. That is the only type of magic that you should be doing when it comes to understanding the controversial energy of the moon. And the reason why I say it's controversial is because I remember taboo energies of tarot in the moon cycle of full moon and new moon readings. Yes, in the past I've done them. Maybe in the future I will also do them. But remember that it's a marketing appeal to try to say the right words, to hope that whatever it is that you see on that algorithm of social media, you click on. That is not chance. That is just what your interests are. And hopefully I can be of some sort of interest to get you interested. And if you're here, I've already gotten the point. All right? Now, the thing is with the new moon and full moon cycle, is just to appreciate the paper, the pen, multiple I can't ever say this word, but there's magic in the making of doing this, all right? And that is the one energy that I will say you can do without it being any type of problem, of any type of karmic endeavors, all right? Take a piece of paper, come new moon, you write your intentions, you put it underneath your pillow or wherever you're sleeping, and you keep it there until the full moon. The full moon, you take it away from your pillow, and please practice safe measurements on doing this. Go to a sink if possible and burn it, and then flush it down the sink. Do not put it into the toilet. It has to be running water. All right. I mean, for those of you who don't know if you could do it as well as in the sink, you can do it with a hose if you have a hose, you know, running water. Running water. All right. But that has to be a thing that we would be devoted to for 365 days. For you to understand, if you want to spend no money and reach something crazy, try it. All right, so let's see what else we have here. Oh, yeah, we have synchronicity and rotation. Look at that, how beautiful. Wow. I would definitely advise someone to do this. I mean, it's even difficult for me to keep something going for a whole fucking year, but I mean, I also know how else I've spent my energy in order to get to where I am now. So whatever gets you motivated, you'll find that niche to get you through the dark side of yourself, the chaos. Understand the chaos is there for a reason. Understand the chaotic energy can be met with unus mundus, which is understanding the synchronicity of yourself and the energies around you that want to propel you out of a certain void, because you are the diamond in the rough, all right? But the diamond wants you to understand what fertilization it went through, what soil it came out of, that made it as beautiful as it is, okay? And knowing that is understanding the multitude of intuitive powers that you have for yourself, Cancer, the rotation of glory, the rotation of life, and keep moving forward, because again, there's a center vortex of that single stream of awareness that you have that we need to focus on, because it's beautiful, it's clear, and we need to get back to that awareness of yourself, so that way you can tap into that, and it will give you an answer to wherever your life needs either a question answered or a question even stated, so that you receive an answer. All right, full through and through, very beautiful. And that is all that I have for you at this time. I'm wishing you a wonderful morning and or night wherever you are in the ether of this time and space, and may you keep flowing, growing, and glowing. Take care.